Alright, what is up YouTube? HPJ here, and I'm coming at you guys because I'm going to be taking a look at the reprints that have been announced for the Masters of Spiritual Arts Structure Deck. Anyone who doesn't know, just a quick update to you all. The Charmers got a structure deck, and it's supposed to be coming out in the OCG very, very soon. And one of the big updates, of course, is the 8 reprints that are going to be featured in it they have a lot of people talking about this structure deck, and it's a good thing, not a bad thing. It's a very good thing, especially considering the fact that the archetype itself. But here's the thing: structure decks sell well for two reasons. It gives support to whatever the structure deck is going to be based around, whether it's a structure deck, starter deck, whatever. If it has a good basis to it and the reprints are solid, people will buy it. Or let something come out that works with those reprints, and then it sells the structure deck. Or people going to buy more of the structure deck because, oh, look, there's a structure deck coming out and it's going to have cards to help benefit the players to, or have the players buy the new cards to help really support what they're trying to build. And I guess in a weird way, I'm selling the structure deck because a lot of people were very excited for um, when this got announced. It's just that a lot of it has to sell itself. So I'll go through each of the reprints of what we're getting, of what is what's potentially coming out in the OCG, and then go from there. So the first set that they said we're getting reprinted within last week was the Book of Eclipse, Twin Twister, and Metaverse. The second set features Solemn Warning and Evenly Matched. Then the third set features Denko Seka, Dark Ruler No More, and Dimensional Barrier. So, some really solid reprints, right? And the funny thing is, they grow from kind of basic to really good within the span of, the three announcements. Um, we'll just start off with this one. This was pretty mediocre. Looking at it from the TCG side, the only reprint that probably people would love to see was the Metaverse reprint. Because Twin Twister, Book of Eclipse have had a lot of reprints. Shadal just sought this for Harpie's Feather Duster here in the TCG. Book of Eclipse, I believe, is in Dual Overload, where we got a massive amount of cards to support the side in main and extra deck. And Metaverse, being as controversial as it is, sets up for cards like Mystic Mind, sets up for various field spells that decks can take advantage of. And I think out of the three, this would probably be the most sought after, just because even though it's a trap card and it's gonna be very slow to play, the thing about it is that this sets up a counteractive field spell. Like, even if you don't think about it, look at a lot of field spells that a lot of decks could benefit from. Some decks like um, let's say, activating a Medolce Chateau on your opponent's turn. You retrieve all your Medolce monsters back into your deck, so that way you can take advantage of some of your cards activating. Take advantage of cards like Chicken Game, even though it's not banned. Even though I believe it's banned both in the TCG and the OCG. This was a card that could have benefited Chicken Game, because Chicken Game could have triggered it could have benefited both you and your opponent. Take advantage of a card like Mystic Mind. Activate Mystic Mind on your opponent's turn. Your opponent's monster effects are null and void if you control less cards than they do. So, bam. Or the synergy of you having equal or less cards than your opponent, I should say, because that's kind of where this card comes into play. But that's the thing. Field spells have evolved so much that cards like Terraforming and Metaverse have to be hit to one because of how versatile these cards are. Which I'm not saying the other two aren't versatile. It's just so more of look at how the evolution of the game is going. There are very few back row cards being played, so cards like Twin Twister and stuff do get decided in, or they're main decked in for that just in case scenario, but you can take advantage of destroying your own spell and trap cards and benefit from their destruction. Book of Eclipse is a bigger Book of Moon that affects both players. In response, the only thing is downside is that your opponent's drawing massive cards from this. But I think at that point, if you can disrupt your opponent's plays, then you're pretty much okay with this card going off, especially on your opponent's turn. Because their monsters are face down, there's no way of really flipping a lot of them face up. And if you make a board that literally has monsters, that do stuff when they're face up, there's really much that they can do when they're face down. But the Metaverse card is kind of one of the cards that I'm keen for myself personally, just because I think this card has a lot of synergy with a card like Mystic Mind, which still is at 1 here in the TCG. We don't know when we're getting this structure deck in the TCG, but this could still be beneficial because there's still a lot of decks that play field spells. And a lot of them do have effects when it's upon an effect that can activate during either player's turn. So then we move on to the second round, and that's evenly matched in Solemn Warning. I'm okay with the Warning reprint, but the big I, of course, is the evenly matched. A very useful card here in both the OCG and TCG for both competitive and casual players. Like, this card literally has a ton of great offensive and defensive setup that can help win you a game and disrupt your opponent to where they lose the game. And I'm not saying that Solemn Warning can't do that. It's just that, well, this card does a lot more for even a normal trap card. Because I believe you can activate this card from your hand. And that helps as well. Because then you can disrupt battle phase. And battle phase is key for a lot of decks. Even if the main phase is anything, you still gotta inflict battle damage. You still have to find ways to, get the board together. And then if you drop that evenly matched, there's not much your opponent can do, right? Right. So this is the card a lot of people in the TCG are saying this possibly can get print, come to TCG. This is probably going to be one of those OCG cards and they swap it out. But look at cards like Ash Blossom, Joyous Springs, Pot of Desires, a lot of other cards within the span of structure decks that did come that people didn't think would. The only exception is that Twin Twister got replaced for Harpie's Feather Duster because Duster is still banned here in the TCG and not in the OCG. And that was one swap out from the one of many swap outs because Grinder Golem's banned here, Kazakh Coliseum is banned here. So it is a lot of cards that were taken out because they're either banned or they're really beneficial, and Konami was like, no, we can't give those to you because those are freebies. And then, of course, we talk about the third set, Dimensional Barrier, Denko Seka, and Dark Ruler No More. Denko Common, I think, is probably just for the art style if people are really interested, because Denko Seka has a really nice art style. But I think for the most part, we're looking here at Dark Ruler No More, because this shuts down monster effects of your opponent during your turn, and you have to activate this card immediately during your main phase. So this literally just, bam, very beneficial spell card. And it's hard to get right now in TCG because most of them, because this card, Nibiru, I forget what is it, Dimensional, I forget the other, it's the Dimension card. All came in the 2019-10, but they sold out so fast because these are really good cards that have a lot of really big benefits for the player to deal with a lot of stuff going on in the current game. And the crazy thing about Dark Ruler No More is it's a big shutdown card, especially for players who are going second. And then you can take advantage of going second. Oh, my opponent has no monster effects, so now when he's on my monster effects, then most of their monsters are going to negate, and there's nothing they can answer to it with. Then on top of that, this is a spell card that has, you know, a lot of sought after because of how well it literally combines with practically a lot of the things, a lot of the decks that currently needed support. Like, that's the thing about Staples, is that Staples can support any deck at any time, and you don't know which ones could possibly be a staple. Just, when they get good, they go up. and then they get, reprinted, and then people want the reprint because it's a lot easier to access. Now, dimensional barrier, now a lot of people probably think that, well, why would we want D-barrier if Dark Ruler no more? But here's the thing. This is for ongoing cards. This can hurt your opponent on their turn. There's no exceed, synchro, or fusion effects. And you just really got to pick which one you think your opponent's going to go into. And because of cards like Holly Cleaver Rex, most people want to choose Synchro. There are still, a lot of massive, Exceed and Synchro decks take advantage of those Synchro Fusion decks. So maybe your options there. And it's just even the card that you need to use on your turn. Like set up a trap trick with D barrier and just go from there and really take advantage of this card's ability. Like that's the thing about a lot of normal traps is because of cards like Trap Trick, you don't really have to worry so much about, oh no, I need a trap card, but it's in my deck. I'll set the trap trick so that when my opponent starts doing stuff, I can go get my trap card, put it onto the field, and then flip it to deal with my opponent's back row or to deal with my opponent's effects. So that way I don't have to deal with them. So that way I can just, thin out my deck, but also in the process, put my really powerful normal spell onto the field and not have to worry so much about what my opponent's going to do. That's also probably why I'm glad that card doesn't have the ability to be searched with any of the trap trick cards, because boy, that'd be crazy. And in Denko Seka is Denko Seka. I mean, let's be real. Most decks aren't playing back row, but when they do play back row, Denko Seka can be an option. She is a good splashing in certain decks because most of them probably don't play back row or set a lot of back row cards. Or this could be the finisher for the end of game when it becomes mid to late game setup. Now, in my honest opinion, the TCG is screaming, we want the Dark Ruler no more. We want the evenly match. And because this is OCG at the current time, we don't know what our variation is going to look like. I'm hoping that the cards come, but time would tell. And I honestly think these could make or break the sell of the structure deck. Because a lot of people were not happy with the Charmers setup as it was going on. And I don't know. Looking now, people are kind of interested now, thanks to a lot of the reprints. And like I said, reprints can make or break the sale of a structure deck. If it's not good now, wait till later and then watch the cards be needed or sought after. Especially the cards like Dark Ruler No More or Evenly Match, which are current cards now in the current game state that people scream they want to reprint of. So within the couple of months, let's see if the TCG reprints them again. But if not, this will be great fuel for the structure deck when it comes out here in TCG. So that was just it for the video. Let me know what you guys think about the reprints that we've gotten so far for um, the Masters of Spiritual Art structure deck. And, do you think the TCG's variation will differ, not differ? Just let me know in the comment section. So, thanks everybody for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And hit that notification bell, you guys, so that you can be informed of when I do more uploads. So, thanks everybody for watching, and I'll catch you all next time. HPJ, signing out. Take care.